Let's talk about the new collagen chews. Well, there's some new information here. You've heard this and that about collagen over time, and you're going to get some information probably that you knew, and maybe some information that you didn't know anything about. And because this is a reasonably new product. And so this product is our peach flavored collagen chews. Yeah, it is just peachy, as the saying goes. And it really is. Whoa. If you, folks, I'll tell you what, as soon as you put one of these in your mouth, you start tasting that peach flavor, you are going to be just totally amazed by it. It's powerful. I mean, if you love peach, that is a powerful flavor. To me, it reminds me a little bit of a sweet tart. You know, the commercial candy called sweet tarts reminds me a little bit of that, but peach flavor. But it is a bold peachy flavor. It's definitely peachy. All right. Well, so sort of an overview of the product. The idea here is to give you high quality, really high quality collagen in a convenient and fun way. And that's what the chews are all about. So let's talk a little bit more about the detail here. Now, first of all, there's both type 1 and type 3 uh, collagen in this, and you need type 1 and type 3 because they both have their own functions. Now, think about type 3 as the scaffolding, and type 1 to strengthen the scaffolding or to strengthen the structure. And as we age, like it or not, I'm sorry, it's just the way things are. But as we age, we lose collagen and we reduce our ability to produce enough collagen. This is why we have the changes in our skin as we age. Collagen is also very important to connective tissues overall. So there are other factors involved there, but that's not the topic of this particular training. So as we age, then, you're going to lose much more type 3 than type 1, but you're going to lose both as you age. And it's important to have them balanced. Why? Too little type 3. Your skin will become stiffer and less elastic. Too little type 1, and your skin will become weaker and slower to repair. So they really work together. They are synergistic. You want them to work together. And we've done that in this formula. Collagen, you might think about as the building material, and vitamin C as the tools. Now, I say that because we have a lot of vitamin C in this. In fact, an amazing amount of vitamin C. This product by itself can be called, under law, can be called an excellent source of vitamin C. We've got that much in here. Because collagen is dependent on vitamin C, both for production and also for utilization. You can't make a collagen structure without the tools, without the vitamin C. So hopefully that analogy makes sense for you. The collagen is the building material and the vitamin C is the tool. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's look at the ingredients in this product. Verisol B, collagen peptides. I'm going to talk a lot about them, so I won't talk a lot about them at this second. Vitamin C, I've already mentioned, 90 milligrams per serving. Adult males need 90 milligrams per day. Adult females need 75 minimum milligrams per day. So with 90, you've got 100% of your daily value of vitamin C. That's huge. That's great. And you already know why. Biotin is necessary for healthy hair and healthy nails. So think about it. Skin, hair, nails. So much in one product. That is so cool. And we've also added Glycans from acacia gum. Now, acacia gum can provide you with arabinogalactans, so arabinose and galactose and rhamnose and other glycans that are very, very important to communication. Why do we always want to put glycans in our products? Glycans always help with communication. Communication means you have more potential, greater potential for success and much greater success overall by having the glycans present. Now, this is looked at sometimes as the 4 dimensions of skin health. I'm sure it'll be talked about that in training, so structure and biosynthesis. I've kind of talked about that already with collagen and vitamin C, sort of how that works, the scaffolding and the strength and the building material and the tools, okay? We've talked about balancing with glycans, and we've talked about nourishment with biotin for hair and nails. So this is a scientifically studied peptide product. These collagen peptides are no ordinary. This isn't that low-grade generic stuff that you'll find all over the internet. This is super high quality, individually studied material. And I'm going to talk about some of the studies, not all, but some individually. Again, the tablet, when you bite into it, peaches, boy, you're going to get peaches. It's powerful. It's a powerful peachy flavor. There is no question about it. And it's free from gluten. It's free from dairy for those of you who have that concern. And no artificial sweeteners in this either. So once again, very quickly for skin and nails, you know all these things we've already talked about for the collagen to do the various factors that you'll see on the screen. And of course, hair and overall holistic wellness and vitality. And that's because vitamin C, of course, is good for so many things and necessary for so many things in the body. But collagen has so many factors, so many things that it can do for you overall in the body that you just have all kinds of benefits. And I'll just, so I've got my little container here. Not sure if you can see me on the screen or not. Tablets are not very big, and there's a lot of powerful stuff in here. So you take these as directed, and some of you may want to, you might like the taste so much you might say, maybe I want more. But it is my job to tell you to follow label instructions, okay? So some people then say, well, why did we switch? What's the difference between our Luminovation Glow Collagen Glaze and this collagen? Well, there are a number of differences. One of the differences is it's a lower price point. The previous collagen was moraines from fish. And of course, that has a flavor impact that you have to try and deal with, sometimes a scent that you have to deal with as well. The Essentials Collagen Chews contain collagen that is bovine source, and I'll give you a study on that in a second. The collagen chews have been scientifically studied, and the benefits are clear. Within 4 weeks, there were benefits that could be scientifically documented. That, my friends, is astounding, especially if you want to introduce a friend to the product and you want them to keep buying the product. Well, it's really good if you're getting results in as little as 4 weeks. That's really good. Why? It's better quality stuff. It's not your low-grade generic material that's all over the internet, okay? Now, for those of you who say, well, I've heard marine is better, I've heard bovine is better, I've heard porcine is better. Well, you know, in a review, a meta-analysis is a review of lots of studies and then condensed into a single paper, all right? So in a 2023 meta-analysis of hydrolyzed collagen from marine, bovine, and porcine, what they found was that the effects of the material was consistent. In other words, the marine collagen wasn't better than the bovine wasn't better than the porcine, and so on. Their effects were consistent. So when we say all things being equal, well, then you step it up one more notch, going from just generic collagen products that are out there on the market everywhere, and you go to really powerful products. Verisol B, Verisol is optimized for bioactive specific peptide function. This is not just collagen. So it really can't be compared to other collagen products, apples to apples. So the aging of the skin, well, loss of collagen, loss of elastin, loss of proteoglycans, wrinkles, reduced elasticity and dryness, all of that is something that we see with aging, okay? If you're adding back things that your body requires to build that structure and to make the structure strong, then you have a chance of getting positive results on your skin. And how do we know this with Verisol B? Well, we know it because of the studies. This product has been specifically formulated as an optimized collagen for better absorption and function. Well, let's look at a couple of studies then. Double-blind placebo-controlled randomized control trial, RCT, randomized control trial. 8 weeks of supplementation. Folks, look at these numbers. Look at them. Increased dermal procollagen of approximately 65%. Elastin up approximately 18% versus the placebo. This is no ordinary collagen. This stuff is special. This stuff has been scientifically formulated to be more bioavailable, to give you better results. That's why we picked it. And that's why you need less material. So here's a 2013 RCT, 69 women between the ages of 35 and 55. And by the way, if you're smart, I wish I could say I was. I should have started taking collagen supplementation when I was 40-ish, but I didn't. I can't go back, so I'm doing the best I can right now to have my skin look as good as it can. But what if you started back in your 30s? Think about where you'd be. Wouldn't you like to look like a fashion model when you're 50, 60, 70? I think it would be great. 2.5 grams, 2.5 grams in this study gave results in only 8 weeks. Folks, this is good stuff. So if you're saying to yourself, well, it's only 2.5 grams, it's what you need. It's amazing stuff. And of course, another review of various studies from 2023 and 2025 showing us the same thing, that Verisol peptides are definitely associated with increased skin hydration, elasticity of the skin, and reduced wrinkles. This is good stuff. Here in another study, we're looking at, again, when they did the study, they ranged from 2.5 grams up to as much as 10 grams a day. Because a lot of your generic collagens out there are 10 grams or even 20 grams of collagen powder. And then you think to yourself, do I really need that much? Well, you do if it's not optimized, if it's just generic stuff. And of course, people will say to me, oh, but their advertisement said, advertisement. What does the science say, folks? You know that's what I care about. Does the science show it can do it? Or does their advertisement say it can do it? Big difference. And once again, the effects of the collagen, whether it's bovine, fish, or porcine, it's not about the source. You've heard me say this about aloe. It's not about the source, it's about how you extract it, how you make your formulation, how do you treat those molecules when you extract it, what kind of science are you using? That's what's, years ago, when science was not anywhere near as advanced as it is today, we used to say, well, you know what, it needs to be this plant or it needs to be this plant from that region kind of thing. And we believe that because we didn't have the science to really extract and build these formulas the way we needed to. But that's been changing. That's been changing a lot. So generally speaking, it's about the science. It's really not about anything else. So 2.5 grams, it's not too low. Not if you've got quality stuff that's already been proven in scientific study to perform at 2.5 grams. All right, so if you're introducing this to someone new and they're used to buying some product that tells them that they have to take 10 or 15 or 20 grams of collagen every day, then just make the analogy for them. There's quality and there's quantity. You have the thoroughbred and then you have the I don't know, the plow horse. Okay. So I hate to make an analogy like that, but I think you understand. Measurable change seen at 2.5 grams in between 8 and 12 weeks. Measurable improvements, folks. This is not guesswork. This is not a testimonial. You see all this stuff where people are on the internet and sometimes on TV and on cable TV, and they're going, oh, here was the change I had. And then, of course, you don't know if it's trickery with the photography or whatever. Science is science. And if you're published in a peer-reviewed journal, you've got peer-reviewed science, and the science says, you know what? 2.5 grams did the trick. Well, that's it. You don't need another talking point. That's what you need. Okay. Now, I want you all to understand, because I know how people are. I've been doing this for a long, long time, going on half a century, in fact. This is not a quick fix, and I know people are always looking for a quick fix. And all too often, people will say, oh, well, I have the results I want right now, so I'm going to stop using the product. Mistake. That's a mistake whether you're talking about glycan technology, whether you're talking about daily vitamins and minerals, or when you're talking about collagen. Because as you age, and you will get older every single day of your life, you are going to be producing less collagen, but you need that collagen. So, not a quick fix. This is part of a daily program. Did people see measurable results in 4 weeks in one study and in other studies 8 to 12 weeks? Absolutely, they did. And you should expect that as well. But don't expect that if you're 60, you're going to look 20 in 4 weeks. That's probably not going to happen. And make sure this is part of your daily program, your daily health program, folks. Add this every day as part of your program. So, listen, they taste great. And if you love peaches you're going to be almost overwhelmed by the peachy taste of this. And it's fun, it's easy, they're chews, it's convenient. You don't have to mix powders and slap more powder into your drink. I drink so many powders every morning, and some of you probably are tired of it too. So this is fun, kind of like a candy. So just 4 of these tabs, 2.5 grams of really high quality collagen peptides with the vitamin C and the biotin and the glycans all mixed together. You're going to like them, and they're going to be fun. You probably should just plan on doing them forever. So that's all we have for this training this evening. Lots of great things that we've talked about tonight. Great products for you to get started with. Just makes you love being part of Manatech, doesn't it? Sure it does. Okay. Well, all right, folks, get the products, enjoy the taste, improve your health. And I hope that every day of your life, starting from this moment forward, is the greatest day of your life. Thanks, folks.